Now the next part is about writing a piecewise function. So we've actually got to find the equations given the graph. Well, if I look at this one, I can see, let's look at the right hand side of it first. It goes from the origin. It also goes through the point 1, 2. And that means 1 across, 2 up. So the gradient of that is 2. Now remember, a straight line is of the form y equals mx plus c. So 1 across, 2 up gives me a gradient of 2. The y-intercept, because it goes through the origin, is 0, so the c is 0. So that's y equals 2x. Now going back this way, choose 2 convenient points. If I go across 2, I go up 2. 2 divided by 2, that's the rise divided by the run, is 1. So this is y equals 1x, or just y equals x. And again, it goes through the origin, so c is 0. So what we can write, get rid of those y's, is that f of x is equal to 2x, and that works for x is greater than or equal to 0, and x for x is less than 0. Now, the x is clearly when it's less than 0, and the 2x is clearly when it's more than 0. You just have to make one of them an equal to. So this one is greater than or equal to. I could just as easily have made that a greater than, and this one a less than or equal to. Now this one's got 3 bits. So those are the joins just there and there. And I can see this point here is -2, 4. We've got to look at the scale. Each square seems to be worth 2 units. And this one here is at 2, 4. Now the middle part is actually the easiest bit here. This one's in 3 parts, obviously. And the middle part is just part of the line y equals 4. So we're going to just say 4. And that happens when x is between -2 and 2. So we need the equation of this line. So choose a convenient point like here. And I can see that's 2 squares across and 6 up. So the gradient is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So we've got y equals 3x plus c. And we know it goes through -2, 4. So 4 is the y value. 3 times -2 adds c. So 4 is going to be -6 plus c. c is going to be 10. So that one is 3x plus 10. And that applies when x is less than or equal to -2. Then if we do this one, choose a convenient point here. So 2 across and 6 down gives us a gradient of -3. So y is -3x plus c. It goes through this point. So 4 is going to be -3 times 2 plus c. 4 is -6 plus c, so c is equal to 10. So that one is going to be -3x plus 10, and that happens when x is more than or equal to 2. This one also has 3 parts. It's a bit easier than the last one actually. We're not going to have to fiddle around to find the equations very much here. I can actually see, just from the fact that the squares are 1 each, that the gradient of this one is 1. And if we just continue that on, we can see that the intercept would be at 2. So that is going to be just simply x plus 2 when x is less than or equal to -1. This bit also has a gradient of 1, but the intercept is at 1, 2, 3. So that one is x plus 3, but that only happens when x is between -1 and 1, which we can read just simply from here. Note that the blank circles on this one actually do tell me which ones are less than. Just better make sure I've got that right for the previous parts actually. Oh, they joined, so we had to make a choice. That's fine. And then if I could just delete all the scribblings off there, the last bits for x is greater than or equal to 1. The filled in circle here tells me greater than or equal to. And that also has a gradient of 1, and if we project that one back to here, the intercept for it would also be at 1. So that one's an x plus 1. So that one actually wasn't too bad at all. Okay, so we've got this last one here. It's a bit trickier. This part's actually dead easy. So we'll do that one first, I think. And that's just y equals -1. So that's just going to be -1. And that's for x greater than, and that one's the filled in one, greater than or equal to -1. We can see the hole is at this one, so this one's got to be the x is less than -1. What's the equation going to be? So 1 square is 1 on each axis. So that appears to be 2 across and 3 up, giving me a gradient of 3 over 2. So we've got y equals 3 over 2x plus a constant. We can see that this line goes through the point 1, 3. -1, 3, sorry. So 3 is going to be 3 over 2 times -1 plus c. Don't forget you've got a calculator here, so that makes all these things a bit easier. And that would give me that c is 6 over 2 plus 3 over 2 is 9 over 2. So that gives me 3 over 2x plus 9 over 2. And that's for x is less than -1.